Tattoos aren't taboo like they used to be. As a matter of fact, over 30% of the US population has at least one tattoo. What's interesting though is, out of all of those, 25% of them regret at least one of their tattoos. Fortunately for those people, there are options like laser tattoo removal for removing their unwanted ink. And that's what we're going to discuss today. Let's take a look. So typically I discuss all things that promote tattoos on this channel, but recently one of my viewers did express an interest in tattoo removals. So I thought it was kind of an interesting thing to go down and do some research on. Since I've never gone through a tattoo removal process of my own, and I was kind of interested in myself. So for this video, we're gonna venture down a whole different path and go into tattoo removals. And speaking of the channel, I do want to thank you all for coming back and showing your love and support. And even for those who come by and have criticized the channel in the past, I am grateful for that as well, as I evolved down a positive evolution for this channel as a whole. And I am really grateful for all of your engagement. And if you haven't already, please hit that sub, like, and ring that bell for notifications. I greatly appreciate it. It means everything to me. Now, without further ado, let's get into laser tattoo removal.
What is laser tattoo?
So what is laser tattoo removal? According to the FDA, laser tattoo removal is the most common method that healthcare professionals take to either remove or lighten tattoos. The laser light energy shatters the tattoo ink into small particles, which the body's immune system clears out over time. In a clinical setting, there are 3 different types of lasers that are used for tattoo removal. And those 3 types of lasers that are used for tattoo removal are the Q-switched ruby laser, the Q-switched ND-YAG laser, and the Q-switched alexandrite laser. Now the Q-switched ruby laser and alexandrite laser are used for removing black, blue, and green pigments. Now, when I was kind of looking this up, I did see some information that some people are also now buying their own lasers for home use.
Brother,
Which is very sketchy to me, because with this process, you can easily scar if you don't know the right depths to go down and if you don't know how to use the equipment properly. So I think for people who are looking into this, please be mindful that some people are doing this as well.
Is tattoo laser removal painful?
Is tattoo laser removal painful? Now, this is an extremely common question, and it's very valid too. And the answer is extremely convoluted, as there are many factors that go into the pain level that one endures, because everyone's pain tolerance is completely different. And usually some of those factors are the complexity of the tattoo and location and the size. Now there is a collective of a lot of Reddit users, people on Reddit, who will describe the differences between getting a tattoo and the actual tattoo removal process. A lot of them will compare the two as getting a tattoo just feels like constant cat scratches or being scratched, whereas they will then equate the laser feeling like constantly being splashed with hot bacon grease that is electrifying. And some people have mentioned the fact that even if they get any type of numbing interventions, it does little to take the edge off of anything. They've also explained that pretty much the only caveat to this entire process is the sessions are very quick in comparison to tattoo sessions. And on the flip side, you have some of those other users who will take the side of tattoos being a lot more painful than what they've gone through with the process of tattoo removal. Not everyone is going to feel the same about the entire process. Some people express that in their experiences that the numbing cream actually helped them tremendously and that they didn't have any issues with the treatment at all, or they just grin and bear the whole thing and they breathe through it. Some people discussed having some sort of stress ball in the process as well. And usually these people have expressed that the removal process kind of feels like hot rubber bands slapping an area. So now you have both sides of it, where a majority of people think it's one of the most painful things that they've been through. And then some people say that the tattoos themselves hurt more. And then there's also another group of people who say it's about the same for both types of procedures, for tattoos and tattoo removals. Once again, it just depends on your pain tolerance, the size of the tattoo you're getting removed, the location of where it is, and these types of factors. But if you wanted to put a number on it, I would say 80% of the people say it's excruciating pain, and one of the most painful things that they have endured.
How many sessions do people endure?
Now, how many sessions do people endure? According to Dr. Michael Devlin, who is a cosmetic surgeon, most patients need 6 to 8 sessions to see any kind of results that they're expecting or that they're after. And obviously, larger tattoos can require a lot more. It depends on the size of the tattoo. And the larger tattoos you have, it could take up to 10 sessions or even more. Now, the factors that can play into however many sessions you need are as follows. You have the size of the tattoo, you have inks that are used in the tattoo, and if it's color as well. If it was done in a professional manner or if it was amateurly done, the age of the tattoo, the location of the tattoo, your skin type, layering on the tattoo, your own personal immune system, and if there was any scarring from the tattoos as well. Usually sessions are spaced out between 6 to 8 weeks to allow some healing time in the process. Some places, some clinics may need at least 2 to 3 sessions first to actually gauge how many sessions overall you're actually going to need for your specific tattoo removal. Now, on to another common question.
How much do tattoo removals cost?
How much do tattoo removals cost? Pricing of tattoo removals will vary based on many different factors. And a lot of the different factors come into play. One of the primary factors that they're looking at is the size of the tattoo and if it contains color or if it's just black. And through all of my research, I have seen many different numbers of pricing, but they typically are within the range of $75 to $700 per session. With, I would say, the average price that I have seen is around $150 to $250 per session. And for comparison too, if you want to remove an arm sleeve, that can run you between $3,000 to $5,000 overall for the entire process. I also stumbled upon a post that is 5 years old on Reddit where the user was quoted $12,000 just to get his arm sleeve tattoo removed, and it was full of color. So pricing can fluctuate depending on the type of tattoo you have and the location of where it's at, the complexity of what it is. It all depends. And one thing that is for sure is that tattoo removal will definitely cost you a lot more than getting the tattoo itself.
What is the recovery like?
What is the recovery like? According to Removery, the following is what you can expect immediately after a session. Redness, swelling, slight blistering, a little itching, and raised areas are extremely common and should be expected after treatment. The skin will feel tender and very sensitive at first, but it should take a maximum of about 2 weeks for all those responses to treatment to subside. Most of the recovery stories that I have read seem to go according to these types of expectations. And I've even read some people feel like the areas that they got treated just feel like a sunburn a week max. I know that Removery states that it could last up to 2 weeks, but I didn't really see anyone talking about anything lasting for more than a week. That's obviously dependent upon your own body and your own healing times. But there are a lot of people who say that they can return to normal functioning duties 2 days after they get their treatment. So what do you expect after the first week of treatment? And according to Removery, again, this is what you can expect within your first week after your session. After the laser has done its work, the body will continue to carry away and digest the ink throughout the first week. Your skin will begin to heal during this stage of tattoo removal. Still, it'll likely look red and swollen, which is absolutely normal. The body carries away a significant portion of the affected ink, even though you won't immediately see a difference. In each week that follows, until about week 6 to 8, the body will continue to carry away some ink, but the amount will decrease incrementally each week until your next laser session. Now, while typically a lot of these reviews that I have read seem to adhere to these types of expectations, There are obviously, on the flip side, horror stories or failed recovery stories that are out there. And this can include some pretty gnarly blistering and scarring. So please make sure that you are doing your research into the clinics or into the types of places that you want to go to for these types of procedures. And my suggestion too is to avoid unlicensed practices, because like I said, there are people who are buying these laser machines and trying to operate them from home. If they don't have the proper practice or understanding of what they're doing, they could possibly hurt you even further or even cause scarring, and it could be more of a regret of what you're doing than just trying to get rid of the tattoo altogether. And so there you have it. That's laser tattoo removal in a nutshell. And from the information I've gathered, expect a very costly and possibly extremely painful endeavor if you go down this path of tattoo laser removal. And this also plays into my previous videos of making sure you are getting tattoos that actually mean something to you, that you don't mind having on your body for the rest of your life. But then again, you're free to make your own decisions. It's your body, it's your choice. But if you were to ask me personally, I would say make sure it has a meaning and that you can live with it for your entire life. But that's completely up to you. Once again, thank you guys for your support. Thank you for stopping by and showing your love. So please, if you haven't already, hit that like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. I appreciate you guys. Love you. Thanks for coming back, and I'll see you in the next one.